Hello, senior consultants. Happy Monday. It is time for week 6 of our Walk the Stage series. And boy, this is a critical time. I tell you what, this is for those of you that have that goal to walk the stage at conference, remember this is a critical time. So at the very least, the qualifying needs to happen this month, with your promotion happening next month. Okay, so some of you DIQ'd last month and you're promoting this month. So lots going on. So hello, everybody. Alyssa, Vanessa, Lisa, Jennifer, so good to see you guys. So today I'm excited because I get to answer your questions, and I get to kind of find out by reading these questions, I've kind of found out kind of where you have some concerns and things that you would want addressed. So what might happen as I am going through the questions that you submitted to me on the senior consultant page, another one might be triggered or possibly a follow-up question. So time permitting, we'll be sure to get to those. So today is really all about you. And so Pam is saying hi to everybody. Pam's so great to have your partnership. Pam and I met this morning just for continued dialogue on how we can continue to support you even beyond this series. So more to come. Just know that Pam is super committed to your success in you reaching your goals. So hopefully that was enough of a teaser just to know that the fun will always just continue. Okay, Mary says, so excited to be a part of these events. First time she's joined live. Oh, good, Mary, I'm so glad that these have been helpful for you. All right, well, we're going to dive in. First, I want to give celebration. Okay, I hope you guys are remembering to post the I sponsored graphic when you sponsor during the week, because I call your name every Monday for those that sponsored the week before. So if I don't call your name and you sponsored, maybe you forgot to do the graphic or whatever, just be sure to comment. Congratulations this past week, Debbie Seal, Rosemary Harubin, Carissa Rogers, Christina Dean, Melissa Burchett, and Bryn Strahan. I'm sorry if I misspelled some of those, but I just congratulate all of you. You're making progress. And thank you, Pam, for sending those over to me. All right, well, I love it. Y'all are just a little chatty today. I think it's awesome. All right, yes, Kathy, the dynamic duo, Pam and I, you don't even know how far back Pam and I go, so that we love being associated together as the dynamic duo. That's awesome. All right, so let's get going. Let's start with question 1. Julie asks, is it best to walk the stage with a team being strong, even if it means you wait a year or wait just enough? All right, great question. So reality is strong is relative. How you define strong and how I might just define strong, or Pam, that's all relative. So here's the thing. We know what the requirements are to promote to director, and in order to maintain that and get paid at your title, then you want to be able to do that every month. So the answer is not, this is not a yes or a no, and this is not black and white. This is different for every one of you. It's based on whether or not what your intentions are for the first 30 days as a director, for the second, for this, through 60 days as a director. It's what do you plan to do after you promote. So if you have the plan to continue at least one party a week following your promotion, and you're committed to sharing the business opportunity to every one of those customers, you're going to recruit. So as long as you're committed to continue partying and continue sharing the business, then I say promote. You've met the requirements, and I say move forward. There is something to be said about momentum. And so when you get to the point where you've gone 2 months in a row meeting director requirements, I would say you have momentum. Is it possible, and would you want to be even stronger than that? Well, yeah, you always want to be getting stronger. So if you're committed to continuing a consistent party schedule and sharing the business, then I say embrace it and run, because obviously you continuing to meet it influence is a bonus. So it's just basically saying you don't ever reach a title or a goal and then pull into a parking space and put the car in park. I just did this like it was in like a 1970 car. Holy cow. Okay, put it into park. You can't put it into park. You just keep going. You keep it in drive. And as a matter of fact, if you can put it in overdrive, that's even better. After your promotion, because that's where the security of your title lies. Okay, Julie, and anyone else that was kind of curious about that, I hope that helps you. So if you happen to be on the call and I'm reading your question, then give me a shout out that helps me or whatever. Was there anybody else that was curious about that? Promoting strong and needing reassurance of, when to take that title, and does that help you? Heather says, wow, this is the first time that I've heard this recommendation. I've always heard to wait until you have a stronger team. I love the idea of making myself accountable to be committed to continuing the process. Woohoo. So you are going to get, like I said, this isn't black and white, and strong to one person is not strong to another. I believe that if you've been have met the director requirements 2 months in a row, then I believe that you're ready to promote. That's why we have the DIQ system in place. We don't have it where the first month you reach director requirements, you're promoting. We're saying you need to meet them, and then you need to meet them again. And if you've done that and your party schedule is full, I can't think of any reason why you wouldn't, because you're right, it does hold you accountable. Makes sense, doesn't it? Okay. All right. Amy Gessner says, what are your thoughts on sharing with someone my goal when asking for them to host a party with me? For example, I'm in DIQ and I'm trying to add as many parties as I can. Should I share that? I don't really like the idea, honestly, because it should be about them, and it just feels needy on my part. Yet sometimes I feel like if they knew it could help me reach a goal, maybe they would want to help. All right, so and you give another example. So whether it is you're trying to reach a sales goal or a promotion goal or whatever. I think your mindset is in the right place, Amy, that ultimately it should be about them. Whether you're offering the chance to party, it should be about them getting to save and getting to be with their friends at a party. If you're offering the business, it should be about what's important to them, getting free products or earning income. And so as long as your mindset is primarily there, and that's your heart and your mind, then that's what's most important. Depending on your relationship with the person that you're talking to, if they know you or they've been a customer with you and then now they're hosting, or they've been a hostess and now they're joining, I believe that you have developed, if you've developed any kind of relationship, it doesn't have to be best friend or whatever, but if you develop any kind of relationship with them, then it is absolutely okay after you have talked to them about the benefits to them to take an oh, by the way approach. So an oh, by the way, when you reach your goal, then it's helping me reach a goal as well. So in other words, don't present it as if the reason you want them to purchase, book, or sign is for you. That cannot be the motivator for them. It has to be their motivation. They have to have a reason they're doing it. But then when you tell them, hey, by the way, this is helping me reach a goal. Thank you so much for helping me. women do like to help. So that's why I don't think it's wrong to say that. I do believe women like to help, and it could influence her efforts into her party. And we want her to give her a chance to feel great about what she's doing. All right, Randy, I think if your team knows your goals and they feel the love amongst the team, they will want to help the team succeed. So yeah, so that is having to do with telling the team about goals. And Amy, I think your question was around booking parties, increasing sales, maybe even signing onto your team. It should be mostly about them, for sure. Okay. Hey, by the way, has been marvelous for me and my team. Okay, good. Okay, good. Let's see. Question 3. This is from Jennifer. I'm having issues not with getting people to sign, but getting people to sell once here. My newest recruit is a self-proclaimed kidnapper. Okay, it happens. It happens. Cannot get her to even sign up for a CNC. Anyhow, at LU, they said touch your team at the senior consultant level 30% every month. Okay, but unless home office is offering an incentive, I can't get my gals to move. What to do with a lazy carrot-driven team, and how do I find motivated sellers, or is it really luck of the draw, or is there something I can do to help them with holding their hand 24/7? I understand perfectly what you're asking, and I have a feeling the ladies here do, that are listening, and that this is a very common concern. So here's where I want to level set with your expectations of your team, because a lot of times if we make sure that we're managing our expectations correctly, a lot of times we decrease disappointment. So here's what I want to let you know. A healthy team has a third of the team coming in, means they're in the quick start period and they're new. A third of the team is consistent and selling. They're not necessarily a dollar amount, they're just selling something consistently. And a third is going, because this is a revolving door. You're not doing anything wrong necessarily if people are leaving, or there's a certain percent that aren't engaged. So look at those numbers. Now, I know before you're a director, it's a little bit harder to do a third, a third, a third. But let's say you have 3 people. That means one should be new, one should be new and responding and engaged with you. One should be at least submitting sales, and then chances are there's a third one that you can't connect with at all. So that is just reality. So what do you think my advice is going to be in terms of increasing the odds that you have new and working? Let me see who can get me that answer. Yeah, okay. What's my advice? What's my advice going to be for increasing the chances that you have more new and more working? Okay, better interview when recruiting. Great advice, and that absolutely influences, for sure. Always offer opportunity. More, I'm not sure what that. Opportunity. So I think we're all saying the same thing, but keep sharing, keep recruiting. Because if you think you're feeling this now, you'll feel the same thing as a director if you're not recruiting. I promise you, when recruiting is consistent and you're in front of enough people, offering to enough people, and you always have somebody new coming into the funnel, it's so much easier to bless and release those that are not working and those that are not responding, because that is normal. That is normal. So when you're a senior consultant and your team is smaller, it probably does feel a little bit like it's easy to see that person or those two people that just aren't doing anything. And so then you're like, oh my goodness, what am I doing wrong? And, and it can get discouraged. You can't get discouraged. You're just at the very beginning. So the larger the team gets, the larger your check gets, because you have more people coming in and more people that are working. You guys have all got those same comments right here. Keep recruiting, continue to recruit. I am going to be, next week's topic, ironically, is going to be on strong starting your new consultant and how to influence her strong start. And it does start at the interview, so or in the recruiting conversation and how you market the business. So somebody said that earlier. So you definitely want to join next week or watch the recording, because how they strong start can influence whether that new consultant, when she starts, you can influence whether she moves into the third working or the third going. What you do with her, even in her first 30 days, you get to decide what part of the funnel does she move to next. Does she move to the working category or to the leaving? So I hope that helped on that question. Bobby asks, how do you convince someone to have a home party versus Facebook? All right, first of all, I don't know that you have to convince if you're not offering an online party. If an online party isn't even an option, then there's really not a need for convincing. So that will always be what I say first. Offer what it is that you want to do, okay? Your conviction, and that's a strong word, but your belief is a better word. Your belief behind why home parties are the best and amazing is going to translate with your customers. So when you say, because this is what you should be saying when you may have somebody purchase a product, to say, hey, can I tell you about 2 other things I have to offer? And you first say, can I send you some information on the business? She may say no. Then you say, well, I would love a chance to help you gather friends together and have a much needed girls' night out, and then you earn the products free. Would you like to look at my calendar? If every time you offer the party, you're offering that because that's what you want, then the no's that you're pulling, which we have to have 9 of them before we get a yes, the no's that you're pulling is to the home party, but that 10th yes will be to a home party because that's what you're offering. So I don't think it's a convincing. With that said, and I can almost hear you now, sometimes they bring up the the online party. They may say, well, no, but could you do an online party? And that is where you can say, I'm not scheduling online parties right now, or I could do an online party, but I want to make sure that you're aware that the home party is actually easier for both of us, and it takes less time than following the party online, and you would be earning more free product for less work. So I want to make sure that I tell you that, so that we're just maximizing the time that's involved and you're getting the most for it. So I wouldn't say convince, I would just say market, and you just let her know what the reality is between the both. All right, I hope that helps you, Bobby. Sarah, how many times do you reach out to a home office lead, whether it's a customer, potential hostess, or recruit, specifically this time a potential recruit, with no response before giving up? Or do you just continually reach out until you get an answer? And then Pam echoed, Pamela Taylor said she has the same question. So there were a couple of these that fell in the follow-up category and the how many times do I reach out. So I'm just going to kind of give a blanket answer and kind of my thoughts around this. It's really easy to remember, and this is super relevant to the fact that we are in the Knock It Out of the Ballpark series that we're in right now. But 3 strikes, you're out. And when I even say you're out, then that actually is what I mean. It means it's your loss. It's your loss that you did not connect with me, because that this business could change your life, or a party could get you a lot of stuff and a fun night out. So you kind of have to just kind of say, 3 strikes you're out, because it has to be measurable that you move on, especially if you're always, always consistent with trying to generate new business. Then you have other people to offer to, and you don't have time to do repeated follow-up. Now, with that said, I would say in the second message that you leave, and I would recommend an audio message. If it's a home office lead, somebody that doesn't know you, they're hearing your voice and you're calling their name. But then after the second time, just to say, I'm going to try one more time. And, and then at that point, it's up to you. If you want to reach me, I'm here and you have my contact information. So you're kind of letting them know. You're not saying 3 strikes you're out, but you're just saying, I am going to try one more time. And then that creates some urgency, so that if she gets that message and she's like, oh, I'm really wanting to talk to her, so I've got to make sure that I respond to her, then you can increase the chance that she's going to respond. All right. I think we had another one in that category. How many times should I reach out to guests of a party? I get 0 response, and I don't even think they see my message to them. So when you reach out, Christina, I'm not sure if Christina's on today, but just curious, are you following up with them like for pink glove service? If it's pink glove service, then you don't have to continue to do it, because honestly, that could be a voicemail. This is Amy, and I'm calling to follow up to see how you're enjoying your products. If you have any questions, I really want you to give me a call back. Now, there's something to be said about being able to connect. So if you're saying, I really want to be able to offer the business again, I really want to be able to offer a party again, or I just didn't get to ask her that at the party, I want to ask her now, then again, that's where you could take the 3 strikes, you're out. Your follow-up system just needs to be, whether it's a binder or whether it's a box, that you're putting door price slips in, or whatever. And then it should have 31 days of a month, and you're able to move it to that next time that you want to do the next follow-up. So that way you don't have to think about it or remember it, but every day you do need to go to your box or your binder and say, okay, is there anybody I need to follow up with today? So that's just an idea. But I am all about moving on. Unless they give you a specified time for follow-up, then it's 3 strikes. You're out, but you have to keep generating more customers, okay, or you run out. Cindy asks, how do I keep my team motivated? Most are hobbyists. So Cindy, I kind of think this goes back to the third, because it's a numbers game, and it's keeping the team. This is something I'm glad that you're learning now, even before you promote, because you really don't ever want to lump the team together, because as a businesswoman, you want to be thinking business-wise around this, that I can't expect the team to all be go-getters. Now, if you look at the team and 100% are hobbyists and they're not consistent and they're in that 1/3 going, then you don't have 1/3, you have my whole team going, then that means that we didn't more than likely didn't strong start them. And we're going to talk about that next week. Because when we work to strong start every one of them, statistically, we should have 1/3 going into the consistent category, and some will go to hobbyists. But if you have all of them and you have no one selling every month, then I really do think we have to look back at that strong start and identifying their why, making sure that they have the skill that it takes to book a party from a party. And so, you know, there is an investment that's involved in the first 30 days with a new consultant, but the payoff is that you have a third of your team that's constantly selling, carrot or no carrot, because they have a why. They have a reason they need a paycheck. They love what they're doing, okay? Let's see how we're doing on time. How can we keep recruits motivated to continue selling? You know, I keep going back to this, it's a numbers game, so be like super realistic with, you know, with your expectations there. But I would just say, though, if you've got somebody that is currently or has been in the consistent selling category and then you're not hearing from them as often, that's just where it's almost like you gotta prime the pump a little bit and do an individual reach out. If you're totally relying on social media and them being, say, in a team group, or even, you know, group texting or whatever, there's got to be an individual connection consistently with your team, especially right now where you're trying to, you know, build strength. And then making it all about them. Keep that relationship going. Women will stay where they are seen. And so keep seeing your team and keep, you know, working to build that relationship, because that right there can be the very motivator that causes them to, you know, want to stay and succeed. One more thing that just came to my mind is, like this month where there is an incentive, a product incentive, you're going to have some that, you know, maybe selling that don't normally. Well, when they get a $250 check, right, on May the 10th, this is where you want to keep momentum going, because why wouldn't you do that every month? Look what you just did in April. It involved getting 10 to 15 orders. And you can do that at one party. Just keeping that dialogue open, that you did it here, you can do it again. So I would say relationship and keep recruiting. What are ways I can help my team with building their network and booking parties? So here's the my team again. And I know you guys mean well with this, but if you get anything from me in our Q&A time today, it's lower your expectations. 1/3 of your team is going to even listen to you and want to know how to book more parties. So know who that is, reach out one-on-one. I would say go to the Who Do You Know document on TOT. I know you say, oh yeah, that's basic. Well, that comes in her kit. It's something she has, or you can send it to her from TOT and help her build that out. Actually do it with her, to help find out, and then to say, have you had a party with her? If you had a party with her, do you want to practice words to say to that person, and really just have a coaching call, just dialogue around who will party with them, and helping them build confidence. And then I would not leave it there. I would let there be an accountability piece, but don't call it accountability, call it support. So would you like me to kind of follow up and support you in the next 48 hours as you work to get the number booking she tells you? She wants 2, she wants 3, she needs to tell you. Don't make it about what you want or what your goal for her is. So then just do that follow up and say, hey, text me every time you get a no. Just text me no, and I want my phone to blow up with lots of no's, because we have to have them. And then as soon as you get a yes, of course, I'm going to continue to cheer you on. And so that level of support will help somebody. They know who they're going to contact and what they're going to say. All right. I think we've got let's see, 1 more minute. Do you have a system in place for newly sponsored consultants? Yes, join next week. So that was a good segue to close us out today. There is a system, so to start strong. So join next week. How do you help new consultants that don't reply to any communication? I really want to help this young lady succeed. So that has everything to do with the new consultant. That will be next week. Okay, so join live if you can. If you're watching the recording, put your comments here, your questions here. Tag me if it's something that you need and you're looking for an answer to. And then I'll do my best to reply. All right. You guys are awesome. We had a good turnout for live today. And you can always go back into the video section, watch these again, pause, write down words, and read each other's comments, because you guys have got good ideas. I can't wait to go back through here and read some of your comments. All right. Yay. Okay, good. You guys have a great rest of the day, and I will see you next Monday. All right, keep booking parties. We're in the second inning. Bye.